Hello everyone and welcome back to my survival time-lapse series. My name is Illyrio and today I want to work on a new bartering farm. This is a bartering farm that I've been using for the last 4 years. I made it almost at the start of the world and it works fine if you don't look at the very sus wiring, but it's not fast enough. It's only 24 piglins and I need a lot more than that. And it also doesn't really work anymore because this part was supposed to shoot items on the other side and it's broken since 1.18.2. And also the storage doesn't have any shulker boxes, so it stores the items directly in the chest, which means that it's not very practical to transport them later. So even though I really like this farm, I want to make a new one that is going to be much faster. To finish the farm I need to put all the piglins in place, but since I don't want to use name tags, I'm gonna make a lot of carved pumpkins so they don't despawn. I already have a pumpkin farm, so I just need to make something to carve the pumpkins. And for that it's quite simple, I just have a few pistons clocking every 4 game ticks. I will place the pumpkin and shear them at the same time. I have a schematic for this pumpkin carver in my Discord server if you're interested. To catch all of the piglins, I made this platform, which is very similar to what Yannick did. It will be used to only collect the piglins and get rid of the other mobs. Then the piglins will be sent by minecarts to the farm. The way it works is that all of the hoglings will be scared by the fungus and will go in the middle, since this middle part is lower than the rest. That will be too far away from the player and so they will despawn. The zombified piglins will be attracted to the turtle egg. And since the normal piglins are scared by them, they will go on the other side, where they will get dispensed a pumpkin, and they will fall into a small chamber. The baby piglins are too small to get the pumpkins, so they will despawn. Then the minecarts will collect the piglins, and they will send them to the chamber in the farm. Once all of the piglins are in, I just need to align them. I just kinda forgot they would be able to see me if I remove the blocks on top of them, so I just got shot by a few hundred arrows at the same time, but it was completely fine. And after that I was able to align them correctly. Before showing you how the farm works, I'm gonna build a decoration. Enjoy the time lapse. I really love how this decoration turned out, but I must admit it's not my design, it's from Boulevardier and I took it from Planet Minecraft. I just retextured the build entirely because the original one was completely different. What I did design though is the farm. Well, even though bartering farms aren't that complicated to make, it's mostly a lot of storage and a big collection system, I still came up with an interesting idea that I wanted to try to distribute the gold to the piglins. Except for that, I used the 6x box loaders by Phil, I use the Chronos bulk, and I use this box sorter by Acacia Churn. In this farm I have 640 piglins, and this is very laggy, that's why I usually have entities turned off. And this is not a random number, I have this for a specific reason, and when I'm going to explain how this part works, it's going to make much more sense. When you're designing a bartering farm, you need to figure out how to send the gold to the piglins, and usually you have multiple options. The basic one is just to dispense the gold using droppers. But if you want to go faster, usually you directly want to hit the entire shulker box and send it to the piglins. But if you send all the gold at once, then all the piglins will collect the gold at the same time and drop their items at the same time. So you will have a big batch of items every 6 seconds, because piglins can barter every 6 seconds. And ideally you would want to have smaller batches more often. And that's what I wanted to do here, using stack separations. So instead of sending all the shulker box, I will send one stack at a time every 12 game ticks. So instead of having one big batch every 6 seconds, I will have 10 small batches every 6 seconds. So if I turn on the system, I have a hopper clock that will send shulker boxes full of gold ingots. They will end up here, and here we do the stack separation. So if I slow down the game, you can see each time all the gold will be sent here, but only one stack will go through. Basically each stack is an entity, and so the first entity will trigger the pressure plate and the trapdoor, which will block the other entities. It will also trigger the piston to push the entities up, and the slime block will also push them back to the start. And that works because the trapdoor gets triggered instantly when the pressure plate is triggered, and you can see the piston is triggered later. I like this because it's very small and very compact. You can even have the dust on the ice if you want to, but I'm using it to trigger the rest of the system. And so this way you can have 64 items every 12 game ticks, which is enough for 640 piglins. And the clock here is perfectly synced, so when all of the gold here is gone, we have a new batch of gold arriving. Of course, instead of the hopper, I have the piglins here, and they will drop all of their items down here. Down below, instead of having one big ice line, I will have two ice lines, so one here and another one here. When the items land on top of this block, they get aligned by these two slime blocks, and then one every 2 batches will be pushed by this slime block, and the next one will go on this side and be pushed by another slime block here. Back in survival, I have a very similar setup. I just have a bit more logic to turn off the system without losing any gold. And the chamber that holds all the piglins has been made by B4, I believe. And it's very handy because they are all standing on top of this fence here, and you can easily collect all of the items below without any redstone. Okay, I guess now we can turn on the farm and see how it looks. I just have to flick this lever here. I will turn on the entities as well. So it's going to be very laggy, but it's fine. So we can see all the items arriving here. That's a lot of items every 12 game ticks. And we can see one every 2 times this slime block will push, and all the other items will end up on this side. So both sides are symmetrical, they are the same. The items go on top of the filters and they go around. I'm just detecting the items with a string and pushing them again. I collect all the boxes at the bottom and they are sent to a big dropper elevator. And at the top I have a big box sorter. So I have a lot of slices for each items. I'm collecting gravel, soul sand, blackstone, nether bricks, quartz, craying obsidian and obsidian. And here I have a big storage for all the gold. And when the boxes are arriving here, we have the filters here to send them to the correct slices. The storage is very overkill, so I think it's gonna take a lot of days to fill all the slices. But you can see how fast the boxes are arriving. Each time the dropper elevator is flashing, I have a new box. Just have 3 at the same time. You can see them here, the quartz, gravel, blackstone. Yeah, it's very fast. More blackstone. And I have run this for a few hours, I believe. And I have some blackstone. I already took some to the main storage. And the obsidian, which is the slowest, I have half a double chest. I don't remember the rates of each of the different items, but in total it's around 2.2 million items, I think. And if you check the filters, I have mostly filters for blackstone and gravel, and then some for the other items on this side. In terms of lag, it's running around 40 MSPT. It's not the most ideal and also the most lag-friendly farm, but I don't mind because I don't have to run it for a long time. I can share a schematic of the farm in my Discord server if you're really interested, but if you really want the most lag-friendly farm, you'll have to wait for the Chronos Bartering farm. It's gonna be a bit faster on this one, and I think 3 times less laggy. I only put about 25 boxes of gold ingot just to showcase the farm, and after a few minutes it's already done. So obviously one of my next projects will have to make a faster gold farm. I already started working on it, but it's not completely done. And I'm also gonna use all of this gravel to make concrete powder to start decorating this big perimeter. And if you want to be able to run big farms like I do in your single player world, you can consider hosting it on a server. Mine is hosted on Kinetic with a performance pack and 6 gigs allocated to the server. So if you want to use the same thing for your world or your server, you can go to the link in the description and use my code to get a 50% discount on your first month. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one for another crazy project.